measurements that we need for the 6 Gore skirt. On draping, we're always looking for the longest and the widest part, because that's what we need to cover the body, right? So on the Gore skirt, we need the longest, so we're going to measure on the center front, and then we're going to come to the first ring on the cage. That just give us a guideline so we can do it, right? So we're going to add 3 extra inches, and that's for the seam allowance, to make sure, you know, we cover the whole area. So we're going to go with 3 inches extra, and we're going to come to the first ring. So I need 24 inches on the length for the center front, 24 inches on the length, and on the width, if I measured from here to here, it's 3 7/8, and that'll be, see, from here to here it's 4 inches. So let's do 3 7/8. That's 3 7/8. That's the width. That's the longest. So that's for the center front. For the side front, it would be the same. 3 inches up. First ring, I have 24 1/4. It's a quarter of an inch bigger, but remember we have 3 inches extra. So, and the width, I'm going to measure my hip line, 5 3/8. Yeah, so 5 3/8. That will be the true measurement. And then we're going to add a few more numbers to that true measurement. I'm doing I'm adding the 3 on the length just so I don't have to go back and redo it again. So for the side front, it's 24. Side back, it will be 24. And the width is 2.5, 5.5. 5.5. So that would be the width. On the back, I have my 3 extra inches, and I have 23 1/4. But it seems like the length will be 24, so it will be the same 24 for all of them. Okay, so now to figure it out, the flare on each piece, what we're going to do is, like, we're just going to add the extra that we need to our math, extra, and then plus the flare. So I'm gonna do 5 inches flare on the center front. So to my width, I'm gonna add 3 extra, right? 3 extra for the seam allowances and the extra that we need to cover the piece. So it's 3, it's 1.5 and 1.5. We don't need more than that. And I want 5 for the flare. On the side front, I need 3 inches, 1.5 and 1.5 for each side. And then one of the flares will be 5 inches, but then the flare that is going to be attached to the side back, I want, probably let's do 7. So let's do 7 inches. Plus 7. So I'm going to be adding 2, right? So on the back it will be 7, and on the front it will be 5 for the flare. On the side back, the side seam that is going to be attaching to the center, to the side front, that will be 7 inches. So I need, first I need to add the 3 inches extra. That's extra, plus 7. Remember that 7 is going to attach to this piece, and then so I'm gonna do 9 on this piece. So it's 5, 7, and 9. So I need 9 more here. For my center back, I don't have the true measurement yet, so I forgot. So it's 3 1/4. That's a true measurement. 3 1/4, and then I'm gonna do 3 inches. So those 3 inches, I'm gonna add 9 more, because this center back princess attaches to the side back princess, and that will be 9 inches. So that will be 9 inches. So the panels, all the panels will be 24 inches on the length. The center front, it will be 6, 11, it will be 12 inches on the width. The side front will be, of course, 24 on the length, and 10, 20 inches on the width. For the side back is, let's see, 24 on the length, and we're looking at 10, 19, 20, 24, 25. That will be 25 inches on the width, and the center back 24 on the length, and on the width is 9, 10, it will be 15 inches on the width. I will repeat that again. So on the center front is going to be 24 inches. Remember, we have 3 extra inches, so it's 24 on the length, 12 on the width. On the side front, it will be 24 on the length, 20 on the width. Right? Because I have 2 flares. I have 2 flares. I have one flare that attaches to my side front, center front, and the other one attaches to the side back. The side back measurements is 24 inches on the length and 25 on the width. It has 2 flares, one of 7 inches and one of 9 inches. And the center back is 24 on the length, 15 inches on the width, and it has 3 extra inches because we fold 1 inch on the center back, and it's 9 inches on the width. So those are the measurements that we need to cut our muslin. Okay, now that I have everything ready, I have my measurements. So I need 24 on the length, and I need 72 inches. That's the for all the pieces, but the fabric is not wide enough, so I need 24, and usually you just tear the fabric, right? Tear the fabric. You don't need to cut it, like cutting it all along, just by we're gonna tear. We always tear on draping. I'm gonna get rid of my HB. I'm gonna get rid of my salvage on my fabric. I don't need it. And I'm gonna draw an arrow, meaning that that's my grain of fabric. I want to keep the grain on all the pieces the same. Alrighty, so that's my grain, and I'm gonna start cutting the pieces, right? So I need the first one for my center. I'm gonna label my fabric. I'm just gonna put the label on the top, but it really doesn't matter because it's just for the meanwhile. Okay, so I need 12 inches for my center front, and then I need 20. I need 20 inches, and this is the side front, and then I need 25. I need 25 for my side back. That's my side back. And then I'm going to tear again. So I have labels on all the pieces. That way when I tear them apart, I won't be confused. So that's my center. So all of these wrinkles that the fabric has, we're gonna go to the ironing board and smooth all those wrinkles out. So I have 1, 2, 3. So I'm gonna cut the last one. I'm gonna draw an arrow. That's the grain of fabric, and I need 24. So I'm going to do 24. Because that's the measurement that I need on my length, 24. And for the last panel, I need 15. So I'm going to measure 15. Tear the my selvage, and then I'm gonna do 15. And this is my center back. 15. Going to come and meet both of my tears. Cool. So now I have my center back, side back, center front, and center back. So I have all my pieces. So now I'm going to the ironing board, and I'm going to iron all of this up. So now that we have all our pieces pressed, so now we need to mark the muslin. We need to draw a center front line and then the hip line. And we need to make sure we have the center front folded to the right side. So when you see the your panel facing you, so we the part that you do the line is on the right hand side. And before we create the line, we need to pull a couple of threads, a few, as long as you see like a straight line underneath. That's how many you need to pull. It really doesn't matter. It could be 2, it could be 3, it could be 4. Really does not matter, as long as you see a straight line. So once we create the straight line, that's gonna become our center front line. And how we're going to do this? We're going to measure 1 inch from the top of the ruler to 1 inch to the bottom of the ruler, or the other way, bottom, top, it really doesn't matter. But at the beginning and at the end, don't pay too much attention to what's going on the middle or the center of the ruler, because sometimes the fabric is not very straight. So I'm going to draw the line. So that's going to be my perfect line, right? So that's my line, and then I'm just going to continue it. Continue the line. Okay, so now to draw the hip line, we have 3 inches extra on the measurement. So we're going to measure now to the hip line. We have 1.5 and to the hip line, so that makes it 9 3/4. So from the top of the fabric, I'm going to come at 9 3/4. And I'm going to square a line. Okay, so on my fabric, I have my center front line and my hip line. Once I do this, I'm going to take it to the ironing board, to the pressing station, and I'm going to fold my inch to the bottom. Right, my inch is going to be folded under, and it's just to reinforce the edge. That's what it does. But so I'm going to continue with the next piece. I'm going to do the same thing to my center back, but the only thing, the center back, it will be on the opposite side. It won't be on the same side of the center front. So now I'm going to do this is the center back. So I'm going to do the side front so you guys can see it, and then I'll do the other two, and I'll have it ready. Alrighty. So for the side front, it's the same thing. I'm gonna pull some of the threads out, and just because I need a guideline before I draw the hip line. So I need a guideline so I can see it there. Right, so now it was 9 and 9.5. Right, so I'm gonna measure 9.5 from the top, and I'm gonna do a little marking. At that point, I'm going to draw a straight, short guideline. It doesn't have any other meaning than just the guideline. So I'm going to come and do my 9.5, and I'm going to square a line. And the line, I'm going to square it off my guideline. I'm going to square it off my guideline to be very perfect here. And I'm going to come all the way to the end of the fabric, all the way. And now I'm going to continue my line. Okay. So now that I have my my hip line drawn on my piece, I'm gonna measure and I'm gonna grab the center or the whole panel from edge to edge. At that point, I'm going to square a line from the top to the bottom. That's going to become my grain line for my panel. Remember that the first little line that we did, it's just a guideline. It doesn't have any other purpose. So once we use it, we have to ignore it because there's nothing else that line will do. Alrighty, so this is my side front. I have my guideline, line number 1, and then the measurement from the up, from the waist down to the hip is 1.5 plus true measurement, and then at that point we're going to square a line off my short line, and then we measured from edge to edge of the piece, and then get the center and draw another straight line, so we have a cross on the center. So I'm gonna do the front, the center back and the center front the same way.